What's going on, everyone? It's Sierra coming at you today from the Gamer Esports Network, bringing you all your current gaming updates and patches. This is the Daily HUD. Today, I'll be updating your HUD on Sony PlayStation, Destiny 2, Battlefield 5, Harry Potter Wizards Unite, and later on, Fortnite. And without further ado, let's dive right in. This just in, images of a Google gaming controller that have been making their way around the internet are fake. Google has filed a patent application for their new gaming controller, and those sketches were used to render the images that went viral, but it's been confirmed that they are not real. Google attached a sketch to the patent as seen on screen. Many different speculations on this controller are circulating around, but what we can summarize is that the Google controller will give players notifications about when they've received an invite to play a game. There have been numerous designs online based on the Google sketch, but as far as we know, this is the only one of this official design. We will know for sure next week when it is released to the public, and we can't wait to see what Google has up its sleeve. Looks like we'll all just have to sit tight and wait until this year's Game Developers Conference, which is taking place in San Francisco, California next week. I really can't wait to see what Google will announce. On other gaming news, AT&T is launching a mobile esports league with ESL. After announcing their partnership with ESL in June of 2018, they announced their big plans for their esports collaboration. The ESL Mobile Open launches on March 18th with a chance to win a prize pool of $330,000. Starting the games will be PUBG, Clash of Clans, and Asphalt 9 Legends. March 18th can't come fast enough as we submerge into a new era of esports gaming. We've got a few things to talk about today, starting with a minor update to a major platform. Sony has just released a new app as well as an update to the PlayStation 4, which adds remote play for the iOS. Players may remember the popular feature as being one of the better attractions to the PlayStation Vita, as it would act as a peripheral to the PS4, which when using remote play allows one to access remote access to PlayStation via an internet connection. This would essentially allow players to have their PlayStation 4 in their pocket at all times, no matter where they were, as long as both systems at home and the PS Vita had a stable internet connection. That's right, and it was a big deal at the time. Although the feature didn't work out entirely the way we had hoped, it is still a small insight into what is possible, with many even arguing that the Nintendo Switch, which itself is a portable home hybrid system, is a successor to the PlayStation Vita, outright accusing Nintendo of building upon the concept laid out by Sony. Well, it seems as though Sony is not giving in to the portable home fad just yet. This is not the first app of its kind either. Longtime players may remember the rPlay Remote Play app that costs $11.99. Well, now the same feature is here, but it's for free. Now, it is not compatible with the DualShock 4, and there is also a requirement of the iOS 12.1 or later. So with that in mind, players can start gaming on the go right away. Another small update sees the ability to now remap your O and X buttons on the PlayStation, the known default for players in Japan. This should be a nice addition for players who are constantly swapping between their PlayStation and their Nintendo Switch. All right, I like that move. Destiny 2, all right, moving over to quick news. Destiny 2 news, the game rolled out a new update this week, and with it came an unintentional buff. Demonstrated here by Twitch streamer Glad, the 1000 Voices exotic fusion rifle was found to have been broken, and that any player who equips that particular rifle will buff all other weapons by 25%, both in primary and secondary slots. However, only in the PvE setting. A bigger bit of info sees the introduction of Destiny's 2S season, the season of the Drifter, along with a bunch of minor patch notes. The majority of these typical tweaks and adjustments made to the gameplay, such as weapons renaming and rate of fire values. But getting on to some of the bigger headlines, the Whisper of the Worm, an extremely powerful sniper rifle that has been utilized during boss battles, has apparently been nerfed. Yeah, that's right. So the ammo capacity has been reduced from 20 to 9, meaning players will have less of a chance to utilize White Nail perk. Typically, the White Nail perk automatically refills your magazine if the player manages to land 3 precision hits, meaning the damage per second ratio is ludicrously advantageous. It seems this will no longer be the case. Sorry, folks. All right, guys. Moving over to Battlefield 5, things are starting to get a little more interesting. It seems as though games all over are succumbing to the inevitable wave of evolution that is Battle Royale. Now, this isn't the first we've heard of Battlefield 5 getting a Battle Royale mode, as it was first revealed back in E3 2018 alongside a rival trailer and all. Titled Firestorm, the new mode wasn't scheduled for an official release until spring, which means it could have appeared at any point from now until the end of the season in May. However, what appears to be either an in-game tease or a leak, a new daily order challenge just added to the game list the upcoming Firestorm mode with the required task of scoring 500 points. This obviously comes as a challenge itself, seeing as how the mode definitely is not out yet. Word on the issue from EA has yet to surface. However, the mode is still scheduled for a release within the next few months. And players can expect it to pit 16 teams, 4 in a deathmatch, to the end in what is being boasted as the largest Battlefield map ever. And while EA already has a massive chip on their shoulder with the Apex Legends, it'll be interesting to see just how the company handles 2 different Battle Royale games at once. With that in mind, we're going to look at some recently discovered leaks found in the game's files that reveal new vehicles, dynamic objectives, and much more coming to Firestorm when it does finally launch. As is the case with many competitive games these days, namely Battle Royale shooters, there are players who spend their entire days on various different websites, night after night, scoring the edges of Google, Reddit, and GameFAQs. Any bit of information leading to the next update or addition to their favorite game. Battlefield 5 has not had very much of this same attention put towards it. However, with this being the first ever Battle Royale mode for a Battlefield title, the recent interest is very much akin to what Call of Duty players must have felt with Blackouts released last year. The view has consequently shifted in the recent months with the approach of Firestorm getting just a little bit closer. And although there is no official word yet on a launch date, it is confirmed to launch alongside the next Tides of War chapter this month. Additionally, in a recent post to a Battlefield 5 subreddit user, uTemporeal listed a lengthy and well-detailed description for the much anticipated new mode. And yeah, as always, these leaks are to be taken with a little grain of salt and are not guaranteed to make their way into the final game. To begin, coding has been discovered in the game's files that refers to solo and duo modes, meaning that while Firestorm will most likely be a 4-player squad experience at launch, EA is already taking future additions for the game into consideration. Keep in mind, the maximum player count is still 64. However, probably one of the most exciting reveals was the return of classes, which will be pre-selected before the beginning of a match. This will come as a huge surprise to players who have taken a recent liking to Apex Legends, as this similar feature will guarantee a nice balance on the field while also switching the format of the battlefield, which should see players new and old join in on the action. I can't wait to get started. Looking at other discovered leaks, it seems as though Firestorm map will feature various safe located throughout that players can open, although the function of these safes is not yet clear at the moment, with some speculating they may work similarly to the Fortnite's chess. It is known that they will carry some significance, however, as the game apparently keeps track of many safes players are opening. Also, it will feature a traditional weapon tier and spawn system that will feature different loot and ammo, as well as special attachments like bayonets, bipods, and incendiary bullets. And will even allow defeated players to be brought back to life by their other teammates. Anybody bring me back to life? As well, there will be a 3-tier body armor system similar to PUBG Blackout and Apex. However, there are no mentions to any repair systems at the moment. In general, it seems as though Battlefield will be bringing something new to the table soon enough. Moving on to mobile gaming news, it seems a long-anticipated successor to Pokemon Go has finally arrived. Announced in late 2017, Harry Potter Wizards Unite will see the collaboration of Pokemon Go creators Niantic and Warner Brothers themselves to bring players a similar experience as Pokemon Go sets within the universe of Harry Potter. Players will no doubt remember the hype that first surrounded Pokemon Go before launch, as it was an experience unlike anything players had heard of at that time. This will expectedly play similarly, with the gyms and Pokestops being replaced by inns and greenhouses and fortresses, and traces unlock with creatures ranging from werewolves, Death Eaters, and things of the like. The game also introduces a brand new storyline set within the Harry Potter universe, or as I like to call it, the Potterverse, that challenges the secrecy of Wizarding World and puts it all at risk due to something being referred to as the Calamity. The mysterious anomaly that resulted in magical creatures and artifacts such as fantastic beasts, enchanted inns, and dangerous new creatures spawning all over the world. Once engaged in one of these encounters, players can expect an AR view of their surroundings to appear with different monsters and creatures from the Harry Potter realm. Suddenly, they will appear before their eyes, leaving wizards to then fight off these evil encounters using spells which can be cast by tracing the specific shape of each spell on the screen, which can even be used to help save Harry from having his soul sucked out by a Dementor. Not all experiences in the games will be so difficult. However, on their off time, wizards can collect certain items that can be used to create new potions, and every so often even come across a port key, a new item that allows wizards to unlock magical new places through the form of an AR portal. As well, you will be able to choose their own houses, professions, and will be able to master their skills as time goes on. Playing with friends and other wizards to solve complex challenges and events sounds like fun, although there is no official release date. I can't wait until Harry Potter Wizards Unite launches on iOS and Android later this year. Can't wait to play. Okay guys, ending things off, let's dive into Fortnite. Update news. There's a new vehicle in the game which seems to have very similar callbacks to Jurassic World's gyrosphere. Released in the updated version, 8.10 baller new hybrid vehicle is a combination of a Jurassic gyrosphere and a clinger, apparently, as it sports a giant plunger on the front of it, leaving players to assume that you will be able to swing from building to building with it, as well as pummel enemies and use it to scout the terrain by fluidly rolling around. I look forward to getting into the game a little bit later today to just try it out. The vehicle is a single seat and found at the Expedition Outpost around Pirate Camp loot stashes. The driver is protected from damage, but the baller is vulnerable to enemy weapon fire. Well guys, that's it for today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Daily HUD right here on the Gamer Esports Network, where we bring you all the latest and greatest in gaming updates and news. I'm Sierra. Good night.